CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you decided to join us on this Monday. We had some beautiful sunshine and above seasonal temperatures over the weekend, and things are drying out fast. According to the Ministry of Natural Resources, the fire hazard is mostly high across our region. CTV's Lindsay Alick has more on the conditions.
There are currently 7 active wildland fires in the Northeast region. 3 are under control, 2 are being held, and 2 are not under control.
We have Sudbury 2, which is about 47 hectares in size. It's approximately 3 kilometers north of Highway 17 and 1 kilometer east of Agnew Lake. This fire is being held. Sudbury 3 is 2.8 hectares in size and is located west of Secord Road, which is about 2 kilometers west of Highway 69. This fire is also now under control. Cochrane 4 was 0.2 hectares in size, very small, and located north of Highway 11 near Hearst Junction, west of Hearst. This fire is now out. And then Timmins 9 is currently 350 hectares in size. It's located about 10 kilometers north of Algoma.
Lake says Timmins 9 was confirmed late Sunday afternoon and is not under control at this time.
There are 7 crews assigned to this fire. It also received the initial attack through aircraft. We had 3 CL-415s attend, 2 twin otter water bombers with the lead bird dog actioning the fire late yesterday afternoon and into the early evening. There's been no impacts from this fire on Highway 144 as of this morning, June 1st.
Lake adds that the MNR is not able to speak to what may have started each of these fires.
A formal investigation gets completed on every fire to look at the general cause, the source of ignition, responsible parties, if that can be determined. This includes a completion of a fire investigation report.
While they can't predict what is going to happen, Lake says staff keep a close eye on weather conditions. She encourages everyone to stay alert and to check out the interactive fire map posted online. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
And to talk more about the heat and the tinder dry conditions, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. After a long winter, many are welcoming this weather. Any relief for fire crews out there, Rick?
Couple of days, Tony. We've got the chance of showers right across the Northeast, 40%, 60% by the end of the week, but we'll get to that in the 5-day forecast and a lot more. But Tony, first, as you can see in yellow, we've got the risk of frost south of North Bay, Mattawa, Powassan, and west of Parry Sound. So again, in that area, easy on the plants, make sure they're well protected. So according to Environment Canada, the risk of frost, your systems map, really pretty good for this evening. Brought to you by CAA. Get your membership today at caa.ca. It's all good. No rain in the forecast for at least a couple of days. Details, 5-day forecast coming up.
Thanks for that, Rick. A deal between Canada and South Korea today to build new armored vehicles is welcome news for Sault Ste. Marie. The deal is contingent on Hanwha winning its bid to build Canada's next generation of military submarines. It is a boost for both the Canadian Auto Parts Manufacturing Association and Algoma Steel, which will partner with Hanwha to build military vehicles with Canadian steel.
The entire industry in Canada, in their defense industrial strategy, do something real. And if you can do something real, we'll make the connections for you. We made a connection with Hanwha. And of course, they're one of the 2 bidders on the CPSB. Should they win the bid, what we've put together on a definitive agreement is we're setting up a Canadian JV, 51% owned by Canadian consortium, the companies that are here, to do all their land-based systems. It is the first time that company has agreed to take a minority position and to transfer IP. If the future of defense in this country goes through automotive, it's starting here.
This is another step forward for Algoma and its diversification endeavors, right? We are the only steel producer in Canada that can make ballistic grade steel for defense applications. It's a great opportunity to be part of a consortium that will respond to Canada's national priorities around defense spending and really building up on our sovereignty as a defense procurement, and that enables us to effectively participate in the nation's priorities.
And today's announcement builds on an April memorandum of understanding signed by Hanwha and APMA. The 2 entities announced that they will work together to build 5 types of military vehicles in Canada. One person is dead after two dirt bikes collided along a trail in Garden River First Nation east of Sault Ste. Marie. Anishinaabe police say that the two dirt bikes were traveling in opposite directions when they collided Sunday night. Police say a 34-year-old man suffered serious injuries and, despite life-saving efforts, was pronounced dead in hospital. Both riders were wearing helmets. Ontario Provincial Police are using ATV Safety Week to remind riders how a simple decision to wear a helmet can make the difference between life or death. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
This ATV trail in Timmins connects to a network of trails that extend into the west end of the city. Officials with the Timmins ATV Club say their trails are not engineered, and some riders underestimate the challenges of off-road terrain, pushing their machines beyond their abilities.
It's not meant to ride the same speed as a motorcycle or a car or even a snowmobile on a groomed trail. So it is a different mentality, is a different culture. Northern Ontario culture nonetheless, but it is a different mentality here.
According to the OPP, half of all-terrain vehicle riders killed within its jurisdiction were not wearing a helmet, a statistic it says that has not changed much over the past decade. While neither the OPP nor Timmins Police had a representative available for comment before our deadline today, LaPalme says members of the Timmins ATV Club are generally compliant when it comes to wearing helmets.
Most of the collisions or accidents that happen, we are seeing, especially if it's on trail or otherwise, on public roads or anything like that, the designated public roads, or even non-designated public roads anywhere, is a lot of times of a speed concern or higher rates of speed.
The OPP also says alcohol or drug use was a factor in nearly half of all fatal off-road vehicle collisions, and it says 41 passengers were among the 240 people killed in off-road vehicle incidents investigated between 2016 and 2025. ATV Safety Week runs through June 7th. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Stats from a 3-week campaign in downtown North Bay show most drivers complying with rules around pedestrian crossovers. Police say between April 29th and May 15th, 9 Highway Traffic Act charges were issued to drivers who failed to yield to pedestrians at designated crossovers in the core. The campaign did record a 95% compliance among the 255 drivers during the campaign. They have a deal. Valet Canada and USW Local 6500 have ratified a new 5-year collective agreement. The union says the ratification vote saw nearly 88% of members turn out and more than 75% voting in favor of the deal, covering Greater Sudbury and Port Colborne. The contract includes a $4,000 signing bonus per member and about a 14% wage increase over 5 years. The new deal went into effect today. Well, it's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Rick has your full weather forecast, but first, we're heading north of Sault Ste. Marie to Wawa and the Michipicoten Harbor. This live webcam is courtesy of the municipality of Wawa. It's 24 Celsius. We're back after this commercial break.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Certainly hope you had a great weekend. Really no complaints about the weather, and if you did complain, nobody was listening because it was fantastic Saturday and Sunday, even today. Forecast radar is brought to you by Environment Canada. A few clouds. We've got the risk of frost this evening west of Parry Sound. So again, south of North Bay for those of you who reside in that particular area. Also some showers a couple of days down the road, as you will see in our 5-day forecast. Sudbury Nickel Belt 25 tomorrow, 27 Wednesday, Thursday sun and cloud 25. You want rain? Here we go. 60% chance of showers, 21 on Friday, then back to sun and clouds Saturday, cooling off a bit at 21, then 23. How about Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma? Sunny skies a couple of days, 22, jumping to 27 Wednesday. Chance of showers, 40% on Thursday at 22, 19 Friday, 60% chance, and 21 Saturday as part of your weekend, sun and cloud. How about Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing? We start things off with a couple of days of sunshine, 24, 29. Wow. Thursday, 60% chance of showers. We do that again Friday at 60%. Both days in the 20s, 22 and 20. 22 Saturday with the sun and with the cloud. We move on over to Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake. Again, we start off with a couple of sunny days at 24 and 27. Chance of showers 30% on Thursday. Your high around 26, then a drop off to 21 Friday. 60% chance of showers, and I always say anything over 50, 60%, a pretty good bet of rain. Saturday, we've got some sun and cloud, and 23 is part of your weekend. And a look now at North Bay, West Nipissing. Pretty well identical to right across the north. A couple of days of sunshine. Tuesday, Wednesday, 24, 27 your temperatures. Thursday, some sun and cloud, 26. Here we go, 60% chance of showers, 21. Now, this could change if you rely on environment Canada. I mean, systems change, low pressure systems, high pressure systems, that could change by Friday. Saturday, some sun and cloud and 23. So, Tony, you'll have to wait a couple of days for that precipitation in the northeast.
Good to know. Thanks so much for that, Rick. The city of Greater Sudbury wants to hear from the public on its response to that huge snowstorm in mid-March. This was how the city looked the day after the major winter storm, which brought severe and prolonged conditions impacting roads, transit, and other municipal services. City Council has directed staff to conduct a review of the event, including gathering community feedback for improving the city's response for future weather events. An online and phone survey will be available until June 14th for residents to share their opinions. With more than 300 lakes in Sudbury, forecasting the blue-green algae season is nearly impossible. Health officials say since toxic blooms can pop up overnight, recognizing the warning signs is your best defense. Public Health, Sudbury Districts, and Nossum University warn those scum layers are packed with harmful toxins. Exposure can cause severe skin irritation, headaches, and gastrointestinal illness. They say the algae is easy to spot if you know what to look for.
Based on their name, often characterized by the bluish-green color, it is very evident in the water when a bloom is present. You definitely would not want to touch it or swim in it. Can be quite cloudy. There could be sometimes a bit of what may appear to be like a bit of a scum layer, right? So very easily spot.
Not only should people be very cautious about not consuming the water, not bathing in it, being very careful with it, but keep a very close eye on pets as well, because pets are very susceptible to, jumping in the water, splashing around, and then they lick themselves dry when they get out of the water. So dogs in particular can be exposed to very, very high levels.
Officials remind residents that boiling water does not kill the toxins. It actually releases more of them by breaking the algae cells apart. They add that if you suspect a bloom on your shoreline, report it immediately to the Ministry of the Environment. Temperatures are heating up outside, and with that comes some undesirable critters hitching rides. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
More and more tiny ticks are moving north.
When I first started 34 years ago, if you found a tick on a pet, you stopped everything that was going on in the clinic so that all the staff could see what a tick looks like. They were extremely uncommon back then. Now, they're extremely common, and they can and do carry disease.
In 2025, 54 ticks were submitted in our service area to Public Health Sudbury districts, and 17 of those were black-legged ticks.
Not all ticks carry disease, but it is still important to remove the tick intact and as soon as possible, which is when tools like tick removers come in handy.
Consider the dogs as being sentinels in their environment. We share our environment with our pets, and your dog has a tick on it, that means you could have a tick on you too. So you have to be meticulous about checking yourself when you go outside and checking your dog.
Stinson says pets should take tick medication to reduce risks. He recommends a yearly protection. That's because his practice saw just a few cases earlier this year due to thaws in February and March.
It could happen. They are on their tick and flea medicine, which helps a lot.
It's a liquid tube that we apply every month, and we've been using it for 20 years on our dogs.
It's a one glove, you only need the one, and you just slide it over the dog's body, like you're petting and petting and petting, and then you could go backwards and see if there's anything.
Grew says if residents remove a tick from their person, they should put it in a container and bring it to their offices to have it tested, especially if it has black legs. Madison Marier, CTV News, Sudbury.
So much to do and so few people to do it. Coming up on CTV News at 5, the Anderson Farm Museum Heritage Society in Greater Sudbury is looking for some volunteers to help with this year's events. A multi-use sports project that includes a field repair, 2 new FIFA-sized soccer pitches, and a cricket pitch is going before City Council tomorrow. But the price tag is more than expected. CTV's Eric Tashner tells us more.
The proposal to build 2 FIFA-sized soccer fields and a new cricket field at the Steve O'Michel Sports Complex is going to cost more than expected. Originally pitched at $3.3 million, it's now pegged at $4.8 million.
It has been very challenging to really nail down based on previous construction histories.
The entire multi-use field project was estimated to cost $5.4 million, but now it's come in at $6.2 million.
We have 6 cricketing teams in North Bay. North Bay is the only city in Northern Ontario that doesn't have a proper cricket facility, not even one.
The Ontario government is covering close to $1.7 million of the project's cost. If council chooses not to proceed, the city would have to forfeit that grant money.
In North Bay, we're rock, swamp, trees, water. So when we look at other communities in Southern Ontario, their land might be different for them to have different costs that might be less than ours.
Northern Ontario is a challenging environment.
An additional $854,000 is needed to complete both the soccer field repair and the multi-use field construction. Including lights will add an extra $1.56 million to the cost.
If we could afford lights, we'd put them in, and that hopefully there's another grant down the road and we can do that.
Councillor Tanya Vrebosch is worried about completing partial projects.
I'd rather do it once, do it right. Because if you don't have the lighting in place, can they play as much as we want? Then we're not going to get the revenue from the rentals, right?
If we can have a proper facility, we can bring in a lot of teams from down south, Toronto, who are ready to come here to compete with Northern Ontario.
Construction of the multi-use field is slated to be completed in November if given the green light. The field repairs would begin early September with a target completion date of April 2027. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
The Anderson Farm Museum Heritage Society in Greater Sudbury is looking for volunteers. A lack of resources and manpower meant the popular Rock the Farm summer concert series was postponed this year. Organizers say they just don't have enough behind-the-scenes hands right now to manage the logistics of the weekly event. Instead, the society is focusing on recruiting. It's looking for the community to step up and help fill various roles.
It could be, supporting at some of the produce markets that we do, or, helping us manage traffic, or just kind of set up and take down as well. So that's one aspect. We also are actively seeking board members. If somebody wants to be in a leadership role and help us, plan out and prepare events, we certainly would love to talk to you as well.
Those with time to give who want to get involved with the farm's upcoming activities can contact the Heritage Society directly. What are they up to? When we return, we check in with Josh and Coop over at Pure Country. You're watching First at 5.
Hey, it's Josh and Coop from Pure Country Mornings here in Sudbury, coming off of another busy weekend all throughout Northern Ontario, but in the country music world specifically. Hey, the CMAO Awards happened just yesterday.
Yeah, this was down in Mississauga where it all took place. An event filled with performances, awards, and all kinds of festivities celebrating country music throughout the province of Ontario. And Coop, some big award winners.
Yeah, Owen Rigling, who we play quite a bit of on Pure Country, he actually came out on top with 3 trophies, while Sasha, who we also play on Pure Country, Jessica Sevier, and James Barker Band, they each got 2 wins.
Yeah, a lot being handed around. Owen Rigling, he actually did take home single and male artist of the year, and won Fans' Choice, while Sasha was named the Female Artist of the Year, and she won Best Album EP of the Year with Woman in the Mirror.
James Barker Band, who we mentioned, 2 awards, Duo or Group of the Year, and also the Compass Award as well, which was amazing. But this is pretty crazy. For the first time in CMAO history, there was a tie for Breakthrough Artist of the Year. I didn't even know that that could happen, but it did yesterday.
When it's all based on votes, anything can happen, right?
Yeah, Tyler, Lorette, and Jessica Sevier sharing that title after yesterday. But either way, congrats to all the winners.
Yes, it was a big night, and here's to another fantastic year of creating country music in Ontario. You can catch a lot of these artists and others by listening to Pure Country 91.7 on the dial, or completely free on the iHeartRadio app. Just look up Sudbury's Pure Country.
Our first community close-up comes to us from Powassan, south of North Bay. Trevor Bush snapped this picture of some lilacs just a few days ago. I can almost smell them from here. Thanks so much for that, Trevor. Let's go to Sudbury. Claire-Ann Greco emailed us a couple of photographs. She says these pictures were taken at Bell Park. She adds, Canada geese are grazing and the ducks are resting. Thanks so much for thinking of us, Claire-Ann. Let's go to the city of Elliott Lake, and Diane Stewart says one baby robin arrived on May 29th, and there are 3 more chicks that have to hatch. Thanks so much for thinking of us, Diane. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can always email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And finally, a new entertainment and visitor attraction in Sault Ste. Marie made its maiden voyage recently. This multi-passenger open-air quadricycle known as a pedal pub launched Friday. Mayor Matthew Shoemaker and others helped unveil the new attraction from Sioux Lock Tours. The 2-hour guided tour is meant for between 6 and 15 users. The owner says the Sioux is the first northern community to offer the pedal pub experience. And there's more news for the north coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.